The House will come to order. The Pledge of Allegiance this morning will be led by Justin Phipps from Sierra Elementary in Arvada, Colorado.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justin. Mr. Cole, please take the roll.
Representatives Becker. Buck. Buckner. Conti. Quorum. Court. Representative Court.
Absent.
Del Grosso. Dorr. Duran. Everett. Representative Everett.
Absent.
Exum. Fields. Fisher. Foote. Garcia. Okay. Gardner. Giroux. Janal. Hamner. Holbert. Ollinghorst is present. Humphrey. Joshi. Kagan. Kraftarp. Labuda. Present. Landgraf. Lawrence. Lepsock. Lee. May. Is Representative Court is present. Representative May is excused. McCann. McLaughlin is excused. McNulty. Melton. Mitch Bush. Moreno. Murray. Navarro. Nordberg. Pabon. Peniston. Pedersen. Primavera. Priola. Rankin. Rosenthal. Ryden. Is excused. Same. Salazar. Schaefer. Scott. Singer. Sonnenberg. Stevens. Swam. Present. Zabo. Tyler. Vigil. Waller. Williams. Representative Everett, present. Wilson. Wright. Young. Speaker Ferrandino.
Three excused. Three excused? Who's excused? The third. McLaughlin, Wright,
With 62 members present, 3 excused, the quorum is present. Representative Becker.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the reading of the Journal of Thursday, January 9th be dispensed with and that it be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. You ready to read, Representative Becker? The entire journal? No? The motion is adopted. Announcements and introductions. I was just about to call you Mr. Minority Leader, but Representative Waller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was wondering if perhaps one of the sergeants might ask those in the chamber wearing hats to remove them, as it is a violation of decorum.
I believe that rule has been relaxed, or right now is relaxed. Anyone wearing Broncos paraphernalia, that's most of the dress code coat rule is relaxed for people wearing Broncos paraphernalia. And I think there is one member wearing a bolo tie, which is what the Chargers are doing to help. Yeah, I know. Representative Vigil, who is wearing a bolo tie,
Will be fined $2.
no, Representative Vigil won't be fined $2 because I think he didn't know that the San Diego Chargers were wearing bolo ties. But the tie rule is relaxed for Representative Vigil if you'd like to remove his bolo tie to show his support for the Broncos. Announcements and introductions. Representative Court.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay, listen up, folks. Pay attention. The sergeants want to be sure you are hanging your current hang tag on your rearview mirror, so when you're parking, they know that the car that you are parking in your space is your car for this year. Do please remove last year's and put up this year's, because if the State Patrol or the sergeants see the wrong hang tag, they might think that that isn't a legal car for your parking place. So please be sure to put your new hang tag. If you have not gotten your hang tag or have a confusion, please see our Chief Sergeant John Wallen, and he will talk with you about it. Thank you.
Representative Corbin.
Members, I just wanted to see, since end of session, if you can tell the difference between myself and Representative Court.
You look more and more similar every day. Representative Diane Mitch Bush and Representative Hamner. I think we're getting a ski report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. I apologize in advance to my other ski area colleagues that I didn't have time this morning to say hi and have you come up here, so if you want to, please do. It is going to be a great weekend throughout the western slope of Colorado. Every ski area got significant new snow, significant light dry powder, and now, if I may be very parochial, in my district, Vail, like nowhere else on earth, got 6 inches overnight and 11 in the past 2 days. Beaver Creek, home of the Birds of Prey Downhill World Cup course, got 6 inches overnight, 11 inches in the past 2 days. Steamboat Springs, home of champagne powder and real friendly people, got 6 inches overnight, and so it's just going to be great.
Representative Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think that Representative Mitch Bush missed a calling in working for the ski areas with the snow reports. But as the representative for Aspen, Crested Butte, Ski Cooper, and all the Summit County resorts, let me just tell you, all I know since I've been down here is that the dam road is closed. So usually that's an indication that the snow is flying, and I hope that you get a chance to enjoy it this weekend. Thanks.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as the forgotten ski report, the Monarch Ski Area, the most family-friendly, affordable ski area in Colorado, opened early this year because global warming has been broken. We got early snows. It opened early this year, and we're expecting new snow. So come down and see us in the Southwest.
Representative Labuda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, I want to thank all of you who attended yesterday evening's reception at the Judicial Center. As you know, it was just absolutely superb. And I am having copies of Judge Hobbs' poem made. And if not today, sometime early next week, all of you will get a copy of that poem on your desks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I want to add to the ski report. The skiing is also good on the Eastern Plains. Ron, would you please show how we do it on the Eastern Plains?
He's trying.
It's coming up. I can assure you that
it's windows. It takes a while.
We have skiing all throughout the state.
We might be here just Saturday as we wait for Windows to boot up.
Yeah. Yeah, if we had broadband out there, you'd be able to. There we go. Ski Eastern Plains as well.
Further announcements and introductions. Representative Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, listen up, please. We have all been cordially invited as members of the General Assembly to the kickoff breakfast for the Colorado Ag Council. The Ag Council, or not Ag, but Agriculture Council, is a group of commodity producers that come together every other week here at the Capitol to talk about agricultural issues with members of the legislature. And it's a great opportunity to meet the real true faces of agriculture in Colorado. They're having a kickoff breakfast at 7:30 in the morning on next Tuesday, the 14th, in the alcove between the elevators on the basement floor of the Capitol. So you're all cordially invited, and I hope you'll put that on your calendars and plan to show up and talk and have some breakfast with the members of the Ag Council. Thank you.
Representative Pabon and Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, members, for your attention. As you can see, when Representative Holbert and I come down to the mic, it's not usually we're being on the same side, but in this case, we are. You may have seen a flyer on your desk that was handed out. This could be very much the most important reception, the most important event that you attend this year. It's the Colorado Beer Caucus event. It is next Tuesday, and I'll let Representative Holbert give you the rest of the details.
Please join us at the Governor's Mansion next Tuesday, January 14th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. I suspect that every one of us have craft brewers, local brewers, starting up small business operations in our districts, whether you are small beer, big beer. Beer is a growing, thriving industry in Colorado, and we invite you to join us as part of the Beer Caucus. I'm happy to stand with my friend Representative Pabon and also Senators Toktrop and Renfro over in the lower chamber. We've come together in a bipartisan way to support this important industry in Colorado, and we ask you to come try the wares of our Colorado brewers and join us at the Governor's Mansion next Tuesday evening.
So again, take your calendars out right now, because if you don't do it now, you won't do it. But you will hear from us next Monday and Tuesday at the Governor's Mansion for the first meeting of the Colorado Beer Caucus, a bipartisan event to get to know each other and share in our wonderful beer industry here in Colorado. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you there.
Representative Hamner, and I believe again for the third day in a row, the Capitol Choir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the choir is down here for our third day in a row. Yesterday we had quite the crowd, and then I think we get a little bit of break. You guys will get a little bit of a break for a while. But we do have actually a birthday in the House today and tomorrow. Let's see, I don't see Representative Gardner. But did you know that today was Representative Gardner's birthday? Oh, if anybody could find him, I don't see him in his usual place. And also tomorrow is Representative Lawrence's birthday.
Oh,
It's
today? Today.
I mean, I just flipped it. Today is Representative Lawrence, tomorrow is Representative Gardner. And if somebody could track him down, I hope that he'll be able to hear the beautiful sounds of the Capitol Choir.
So Lawrence first?
We'll do Lawrence first, yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Representative Lawrence and Gardner, wherever you may be. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Now we're done for a while.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, members.
Members, can you please pay attention to this important announcement?
Yeah, this is regarding bill introduction deadlines coming up, and this is from Legislative Legal Services.
Hold on one second, Madam Majority Leader. Thank you, members. Please, this is about bill deadlines. You probably want to listen.
As you know, Legislative Legal Services does terrific work for us this time of year and all year long, but particularly this time of year, they're spending lots of hours. So this is an important announcement. They've asked me to remind you about the delivery of bills for next Tuesday's bill introduction deadline. And your finalized bills will be delivered to the front desk for introduction unless, and I emphasize unless, you ask Legal Services to deliver the bill to you instead. If you wish to have a bill delivered directly to you, you must have the bill completely finalized with your Legal Services drafter by 5 p.m. on Monday. If your bill is delivered to you, don't forget to turn it in to the front desk no later than 4:30 Tuesday afternoon, which is the hard deadline. Secondly, once a bill is delivered to the front desk or you for introduction, it should not be returned to Legal Services for changes. Please make those changes by amendment after the bill is introduced. Last, please don't return bills that are delivered for introduction to Legal Services to add co-sponsors. Sponsors can be added by the House front desk or the enrolling room staff, so do it that way, please. And Legal Services thanks you very much for paying attention to that, and I thank you, and I think we should give them a big round of applause. They've done great work.
Representative Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier when I was up here at the well. But looks like the House Agriculture, Livestock, and Natural Resources Committee is the only one on the calendar that's meeting on Monday, the 13th. So please note on your calendar, members of the committee, that we have 3 sunset reviews that we'll be doing on Monday at 1:30 in Committee Room 107 down in the basement. You were all provided with a packet of information, the copies of the DORA Sunset Reviews and the draft bills. I will hope that you would take the time over the weekend to review those and be prepared to do the sunset reviews. For those of you who haven't gone through a sunset review in the House yet, it's an interesting process, but please be ready and prepared for those reviews on Monday. Thank you.
Representative Giroux.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'd like to remind you that if you look at your calendar, the Joint Budget Committee is a committee, and we've been meeting since November. So we are meeting on Monday, just so you know. Agriculture is not the only committee that works down here.
We always are so respectful of the all-powerful Joint Budget Committee. Representative Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Fisher reminded me to make sure the Education Committee knows that even though it doesn't show up on today's calendar, it will show up on Monday's calendar that we will be meeting Monday at 1:30 in our usual place. We have one bill. It's a Pedersen bill. I'm trying to track down the actual number right now. We also will have a couple updates. So the Education Committee is meeting Monday at 1:30. Thank you.
Representative Lebsack. Members, can we have your attention at the well?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I have a somber announcement to make. A friend of mine, his name is Michael Cheslak, and the mayor pro tem of Federal Heights, passed away this week. His service is going to be today at noon. He's just a wonderful man, gentle, thoughtful public servant, and friend of the North Metro area in Colorado. It was really bad news that when we heard he passed on Monday, but I did have an opportunity to speak with him at the hospital on Friday, which was nice. But his service is at 12801 West 44th Avenue in Wheat Ridge, if anyone wants to attend. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Lebsack. I see no further announcements. Mr. Kohler, can you please read the title of H.R. 1001? Got to get used to that. It's already been the third day. Come on, Mr. Kohler.
House Resolution 1001 by Representative Hollinghorst concerning changes to the House rules regarding third reading amendments.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move H.R. 141001.
Thank you. Please explain the rule change.
Yes, this rule change basically establishes a procedure when there is a substantive amendment to a third reading bill that substantive amendment can be sent back to second reading by a majority vote so that it can be discussed and that amendment can be added. As you know, for a House bill, it's first time through the House, only technical amendments are allowed by a majority vote of the House. So that is, that's to clarify this whole issue and to provide for debate if we as a body feel that debate is necessary and that a substantive amendment is necessary. Also, that applies to substitute amendments. So that's the essence of it.
Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. If you remember back to last session, we had several occasions where we would have a third reading bill and then we would have several questions about the bill, but as third reading, we were only allowed to speak twice. We weren't able to ask questions, get our questions answered and a lot of that stuff. This was something that we actually started discussion on the end of last session because of several things that happened last year. So I think this is good policy and I think that we all need to pass this. So.
Is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed in that manner. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. H.R. 1001 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title to H.R. 1002.
House Resolution 1002 by Representative Court concerning employees and positions for the House of Representatives convening the second regular session of the 69th General Assembly.
Representative Court.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's see. I move H.R. 14102 be adopted. This is the resolution naming employees to the House positions.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed in that manner. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, no. H.R. 1002 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Representative Court, you're already a co-sponsor given that you're carrying the resolution. Or a sponsor, actually. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title to H.R. 1003.
House Resolution 1003 by Representative Court concerning the chaplain position in the House of Representatives.
Oh, thank you.
Representative Court.
A little out of practice as well, out of breath. Which one are we on? 003?
003, chaplains.
Mr. Speaker, I move that 14103 be adopted. This is a resolution authorizing the appointment of our chaplains.
Is there any objections to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed in that manner. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. H.R. 1003 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Representative Court, you're already on the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I move...
No, hold on, Representative Court. We're co-sponsoring.
Oh, do I have...
You're already on the bill, Representative Court.
So I don't have to go run.
It would have been fun to see.
Thanks.
Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title to SJR 1.
Senate Joint Resolution 1 by Senator Heath, also Representative Court, concerning the officers and employees of the second regular session of the 69th General Assembly.
Representative Court.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that SJR 14001 be adopted. This is a resolution that sets the pay ranges for House and Senate employees.
Is there any objection to taking a voice vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed in that manner. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. SJR 1 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Will the staff please gather in the well to receive their oath? Madam Representative Court.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. While our staff is all coming up here, and now that I've figured out what I'm doing, I just want to remind all of us how fortunate we are to have the exceptional staff that we have. We all know we would not function without these people, so I would like us to give them a huge round of applause.
all here yet? Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Colorado, and that I will faithfully perform the duties of my office to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Are there any further announcements or introductions? Representative Primavera.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You all got on your desks this morning some information about the Colorado Children's Caucus. There will be a presentation on Monday from noon to 1 about the progress they've made in instituting the child abuse hotline and a couple of other bills that we passed last year. You need to RSVP by today if you want to go there on Monday to hear the updates, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we have an item listed on the agenda, I believe, today. I must have the wrong calendar, but it's the Legislative Capital Committee that some of us serve on. I'm the vice chair. If you got to notice that if you see it on the calendar that it's at 1:30 today, it's actually going to be 1:30 next Friday. So you don't have to show up today. Hope you don't. Thanks.
Any further announcements, introductions? Representative Salazar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just want to take a time, even though they're not here, I just want to take time and recognize Academy High School out of my district. Teacher in charge is Christy Evans, and let's give them a round of applause in absentia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further announcements or introductions? Yeah, in a second. Seeing none, Representative Murray.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't see Representative Williams, but okay, so we're on for Telecom 101 at 11 o'clock today. We encourage you, it's basically lessons in how the telecom industry works, you know, what the potentials might be for the future, and all legislators are invited. It's in room 109, and there will be food, lunch.
Seeing no further introductions or announcements, I do want to, as we swore in our staff this morning, I do want to make special note. If we look in our right, from my right, your left corner of the chamber, and the wall that now finally is exposed, after in this session, we're going to actually restore all the walls in this chamber, and the year after actually restore the skylight. And it's going to be really exciting to see. And the Senate's doing the same thing, but there's one person who has been spearheading this and working really hard on that, and that's our Chief Clerk, Marilyn Eden. So thank you for all your work. And as our Chief Clerk would like to say, go Broncos. Representative Giroux.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to personally thank Marilyn, because we got rid of that painting. And I really appreciate it. That was worth it right there for me. I don't care how many $1 million it took. Thank you.
It was at least it was the city and county of Denver. Maybe not the best view of the city and county of Denver, I would admit. Seeing no further announcements or introductions, Madam Majority Leader, to recess us to a little later.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House stand in recess until 1 p.m. today, and go Broncos. Let's hope on Monday we're going to celebrate the champions of the Western Division of the AFC.
Members, you do not need to be back until 10 a.m. on Monday. Any member wearing Broncos paraphernalia, please come to the well. We're going to get a picture of all of us together in our Broncos paraphernalia. The House will stand in recess till 1 p.m.